Hello, I'm Ros from Hello, and I'm here with the lovely Lisa Faulkner. We've just done a shoot for our special Mother's Day issue, and Lisa is now going to teach me how to make an asparagus and pesto tart, which is one of the recipes from her fabulous book, From Mother to Mother, which is going to be out just in time for Mother's Day. And it's full of absolutely delicious mouth-watering recipes, and I can't wait to learn how to make this one.
It's an easy one.
Good. That's what we like to hear.
You know what? I think it's really lovely that people have picked up the book and said, oh, I could cook from this. And yes, it's really, there's nothing hard. It's all my friends and friends of friends, including you, that have given me a recipe and then let me play around with it and do whatever. And yeah, it's been great. So we're going to make a little asparagus pesto tart.
Fantastic. Now, we've done a little bit of cheating preparation beforehand.
We have. So we just had ready rolled puff pastry.
Mm-hmm.
You just roll it out and you score a little sort of line around it, so you've got a border, and then fork the inside, put it in the oven on 200 for about 10-15 minutes, because everything else is pretty much cooked. So it's going to take, so we've just pre-cooked that.
Fantastic. So it's not cheating to use ready rolled pastry?
No. Do you know what? Actually making puff pastry, I love it, but it is quite tedious because you're constantly going back, folding, rolling, and it can take quite a long time. So actually...
And it can be a disaster, which we don't want.
Yeah, and this is super easy. In a bowl here, I've got some pesto. Fresh pesto, shop-bought pesto, make your own pesto, doesn't matter. This is just one of those really quick fixes. So 2 nice tablespoons of pesto.
And could you use jarred pesto? Would that not taste as nice? Is it better to have...
Do you know what? Fresh, I always think, is nicer. But if you've got a jar of it, it really won't matter.
Okay.
It really won't matter. And then I've got 2 nice spoons of creme fraiche. There we go. Of cream cheese.
Now, where did this recipe come from?
My niece Lucy and her mum Lou cook this all the time. She's vegetarian, Lou, and Lucy isn't. Lucy's now 14, 13, and so it's a really nice thing to. She said it's so bonding to be able to cook together. They love asparagus, and it's one of those quick fixes. So it came from them really. So I'm just going to mix.
It is a lovely thing to do, isn't it, with your kid cooking?
I think what's lovely about cooking is that it's universal. That you can cook with your son, you can cook with your daughter, you can cook with your nieces, nephews, your friends. And it's one of those times where it's quite good, especially with my daughter who's now 10 and your son who's 14. So it's that thing where sometimes they want to tell you something, but they don't want to look at you all the time. And what's great about cooking is that you're doing stuff, so you can get loads out of it.
Yeah, especially boys, actually, who respond much better in those situations.
Yeah, exactly.
So does Billie love cooking?
She loves it. She much prefers, unlike your son who likes baking, she prefers to actually cook food. She wants to have everybody say, oh, Billie, that tasted delicious. I've got my tray here with the pastry on, and I'm just going to put all of this
It is so simple,
Lovely
isn't it?
It
That's
really
the
is.
beauty of it.
It really is. Topping, and then I'm just going to spread that on.
So this is a great lunchtime.
I think it's great for lunch. It's also really nice because you could do strips of them if you wanted and serve them, you know, for parties or whatever. But a little tart, everyone thinks you've gone to quite a lot of effort when really you haven't. It's quite easy. So we've got that on there, and then I've just blanched some asparagus.
Okay.
If you have the really thin baby asparagus, you don't even need to do that.
Oh, you don't need to blanch it?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just going to cut. I'll keep the heads whole, but just cut sort of thin strips.
And how long do you blanch asparagus for?
Just put it in boiling water for about a minute and a half. I think the most surprising thing about becoming a mum is that I never realised how very much my daughter would surprise me, and how every day something's different. It's a challenge every day in a new way, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, sometimes it's, you know, you never know if you're getting it wrong or right or whatever you're doing, and you just have to sort of get in there, don't you? And
hope
just
it comes
hope
out all
it
right
comes
in the
out
wash.
all right in the wash. But I do have to say that I never ever, and I said to Billie this morning, I never knew I could love somebody the way I love you.
Oh, what a lovely thing to say.
I can't get over the fact that sometimes I just want to just scrunch her. Just now got some pine nuts, which I'm going to sprinkle over.
Okay, and what does that add?
Just a little bit of crunch, and you've got the pine nuts in the pesto as well. I mean, this is a really simple recipe. I've then got some mozzarella, some hard mozzarella, which I'm just going to grate over the top, a bit of salt and pepper, and then I'm going to egg wash the sides, and you're there, and put it in the oven.
Now, I've never really heard of hard mozzarella before. I'm used to just the sort of soft, squidgy stuff in the bag. So, but it's quite easy to get hold of, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really easy to get hold of, and it's a slightly different texture, and it's nicer on. Yeah, I mean, you can tear that mozzarella on. It's lovely as well. I think you and I, especially you, if you've got your number one, and lots of people will say, "Well, are you having any more? You know, are you going to have any more children?" And I say, no, I'm very lucky to have my one, and she's my number one. There's always a pressure to have more than you have, isn't there?
Yeah.
But actually, I think it's great because she gets all of me.
She gets everything.
Yeah. So look, this is just being egg washed like that. And that's it. I mean, that's just going to go in the oven for 10 minutes.
Brilliant.
So I'll shove that in.
Yeah. Very excited about
10
this.
minutes later.
Oh, my goodness, that looks amazing.
And you have look
at that.
I need to put it on a nice little plate, but
That's
it's a
so
pretty
impressive.
Lovely little tart, isn't it?
It's gorgeous. And so easy.
Yes, so cut that up.
So all you busy working mums out there can whip one of these up in no time.
In no time at all.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.